Okay, so this is the lab for database for beginners, and hopefully in 12 minutes we'll be able to complete this lab. We have 10 items today, so what I want to tell you is to just carefully follow the instructions. As I'm doing it, try to follow. I'm going to remove all of this because we are starting afresh. So let's remove this so that as we finish we'll be able to check what we've done so far. So the first thing we are going to do, as you can see there in step 1, is to open Microsoft Access. I have Microsoft Access, so go ahead and type Access, and then I use Microsoft Access 2010, but this will also work for Microsoft Access 2007 or 2003 or 2013 or even higher. So go ahead to give it a name. I would like to call it a training. You can also use a different name altogether. Alright, so if you have named it correctly, okay, is in use. Want to replace? Yes, replace it wherever it is. Go ahead to say open access, done. Create a database, done. So the next thing is to create and rename, create a table and rename it to TBL student. That is step 3. So now we have table 1. So what you are going to do to be able to rename it is to right click and just go straight to design view, and it asks you to save it with a name, and just go ahead to type TBL student. If you have done that correctly, it gives us TBL student. This is the design view of this particular table. So I'm going to just add a few fields. Remember, we say fields, so that is why it's telling us field name. First name, sorry, let me type it correctly. First name, last name, and let's just say age, okay. Oh no, let's say dates of birth or date of admission. Alright, so date of admission, in data type, just go ahead to choose date time and click on the save button right there. So we've completed creating a table and renaming it to TBL students. The next one is to create a table and rename it to TBL faculties. So to create a new table, just go to, you can see the create tab here, click on it, create, and choose table. You have it as table 1, and then rename it to TBL faculties. To do that, just right click and go straight to the design view and just give it a name, TBL faculties. If I'm too fast, please just let me know in the comments, or you can just pause the video and make sure you follow. So faculties, we have under the field name, let's have faculty name, and we have location, then we have remarks. Everything is going to be text. For now, let's leave this ID. You remember, we have this ID is always appearing there each time we start creating a table. So I've created TBL students and TBL faculties. They're very fine. So I can just click on save, and I can go ahead to close the two of them. Close. So let's see where we are in the procedures. We've created a table, that is number 4, and rename it to TBL faculties, done. The next thing we are going to do is to create a primary key called registration number in the TBL students table. We now want to create a primary key in the TBL students table. So what we are going to do right click and go all the way straight to the design view, so that we'll be able to create a primary key. If you click on each of the fields, you find out that only the first one is recognized as a key. How do I know? You have a little key icon beside it there. As you can see, this little key icon. So what we are going to change this to, we said we need to create a primary key and call it registration number in the TBL students table. So this ID, we have to rename it to registration number. Alright, so we've renamed it to registration number, and the data type, let's not call it auto number, let's call it text, because a student registration number is actually text. After, I'm going to explain to you how it works, but for now we've created a key. There's a primary key and named the registration number for the TBL students table. Alright, let's look at the next one. The next item, I can just say number 5, done. Number 6, create a primary key faculty code in the faculties table. So what you do, you go to the faculties table, go to design view, and then we are going to change this ID to faculty code. To faculty codes that represents the primary key for this table. So let's go ahead to change this to text. We can also leave as auto number, but let's change it to text. I hope you are following, because I know this is a very straightforward procedure. The next thing we are going to do is we check off that we've done this, add 3 records to each of the tables. So we are going to add 3 records to each of the tables. For the students table, I'm going to open. This time, don't click design view, just go ahead to click on open. Let's say registration number, let's just say R1. Okay, let's say R1. First name, let's say me, kind son. You can make up fictitious name there, Mononye. And the date of admission, one thing you need to know is that you have this little calendar icon. Click on it and choose a date. For the next student, we have R2, and let me use the name of my kid sister, Saffron Imolode. Dates of admission, let's just click anything there. Alright, and then my friend R3, or you can just use any name you feel like. Date of admission, there should be anything. So we've added 3 records in the TBL students table, and then go ahead to save. In TBL faculties table, open it and add a few records. Let's say F8, or let's use F1, faculty name, computer science. Okay, let's just call it sciences. Location is let's just enter fictitious name there, and then say a large F2. Let's say humanities. And let's say main faculty, and then adds F3. Let's just call it engineering. You can actually be more creative and make up something. You can even add a little more text on the remarks, and then let's call it. Alright, so remarks should be small faculty. So we've completed adding records. So let's see where we are in the stream of time. add 3 records to each table. Done. Add a foreign key in the faculty code. Add a foreign key faculty code to the TBL students table. Remember, a foreign key is a key in another table but not the primary key in that table. In the TBL students table, we have the primary key to be registration number. So if we are adding this faculty code key in the students table, that becomes a foreign key. So to be able to add faculty code as a foreign key to TBL students table, right click and go straight to the design view and just add it as a fourth field, faculty code, and allow it as text. We've completed that. How easy. So close, and then the next one, you want to add a key. Okay, so we added a foreign key faculty code to the TBL students table. Number 9, we are going to create a relationship between the two tables using the faculty code foreign key. Now you really need to pay attention to this. It's really very important because that is the key to understanding databases or relational database. So now we have two tables. They are not related in any way except we have created a foreign key in one, but that doesn't mean that they are related. So we are going to create a relationship between these two tables. So what we are going to do is to go ahead to click on database tools and go to relationship. Add the two tables by holding the control key and selecting the two of them. Make sure two of them are selected and say add. To be able to create a relationship between two tables, you drag the primary key to the foreign key. Say it quickly 5 times. Drag the primary key to the foreign key, or drag the primary key to the equivalent foreign key. So this, as the faculty code is the primary key, and the faculty code here is the foreign key. Drag the primary key to the foreign key. I'm going to drag this primary key drop it straight on the foreign key, the corresponding foreign key, and just say create. Alright, we've created the relationship. How easy it is. So easy. So ensure you follow and let me know if you are making progress. So just go ahead to say yes to save, and we've succeeded in creating relationship between the two tables. This is a simple one, but this is generally how to create relationship, and this is the key to how databases work. Open the TBL faculties table and check that the relationship works. So let's open the faculties table, right click and open. So now you see a little plus sign beside each of the records. That tells us that it works. Just to give a little more proof that it works, let's add some data to the student table. Maybe you follow along. So for the student 1, let's assume that he belongs to faculty 2, student 2 belongs to faculty 1, and student 3 belongs to also faculty 1. The relationship we have created is one to many relationship. What it means, one faculty to many relationship. Just take a look at database tools again and get to let's test that it works first. So now TBL faculties table, if you click on the plus sign, nothing. On the plus sign for 2, you have a record there. This Kindson Mononye, that is me, belonging to F2 faculty. Although I'm not in humanities, but I think the explanation is quite clear. So maybe we just close and just reopen it. So how about this? F1 faculty, you have 2 persons in the F1 faculty. F2 we have. So if this is the behavior of your own database, then know that it's really working. I was saying something about one-to-many relationship. Let me just quickly see the relationship we created, and then you see is one-to-many. So it means that one faculty can actually take many students. So if we go to relationship, okay, maybe I'll explain that in a different course. But alright, so what I did is to edit and just check off enforce referential integrity. Most of the time, almost all the time, you have to click on it. So you see one faculty, many students. This is a symbol on both ways. So let's see how we are in the stream of time. We've actually completed everything, and congrats if you have completed your own successfully. This has been informative for you. Like the video, subscribe to my channel for more lessons on database and other subjects. So I remain Kindson the Tech Pro, and I would like to thank you for joining me.